We are back in the daytime, which is amazing because it means I fixed my sleeping schedule from waking up at like 1 a.m. to now waking up at 6 a.m. Super good. All right, down to business. In these past couple of weeks, I worked on the storage chest system and the altar system, which is going to be amazing because now we have a bunch of prayers, blessings, and also spells. After all that deliberation, I decided, okay, we are going to go with having more than just punch attacks. I think I found a good way to incorporate it into the theme of the game. So it won't be just like super classic RPG, but of course we have to have the classic RPG spell. Let's jump into the storage chest. So if you remember last time, we had the stove all done and the stove pulls from the storage. So now we can actually see what we have in the storage. And I guess you can see a sneak peek of what is to come with these prayers in the inventory. So you can see in the storage, we have a jelly tin and all of the dewdrops. I worked on the inventory previews as well. Now we can actually see how many uses are left. And honestly, I'm really happy with how the storage chest looks. It's a classic chest, but when I see the storage chest alongside the other stations in this map right now, it really makes me want to redo this crafting table soon. So I think I'm going to actually redo the drawing of it this upcoming 2 weeks. But yeah, I'm really happy about how this looks. We have the ability to deposit everything into the storage like this, and we just have to tap to take things out. And we have multiple tabs as well. And then finally, you can see that we have a lot of different size stacks here. Let's say the user wants to have only 1 copper ore in their inventory for some reason. We can easily do that. We have 33 here, and you can see it added 33 to the inventory. And we can also split within the inventory, and it will go to the inventory again. So forever splitting items. Truly amazing. And we can turn this off so we can tap to add all of these back again instead of dragging. And that is our storage. I do kind of like how these storage chest tabs have a little image of the storage. Eidolon does this as well, and I think it's a lot prettier. Once I draw the bags, I might also replace these numbers with icons as well. And in the future, this will have a gem shop. You will be able to get gems for free, but then of course, you can also pay as well. You have to fund development somehow, right? So very excitingly, this sprint, I did refine the concept for the altar, and I decided to have a bunch of different goddesses that you can discover in each world. So it's kind of like you're praying to something rather than depositing it into the ether. I've created this first god, which is the chocolate god, and I really like how she came out actually. She's wearing like this gown and this chocolate drop as her hat. The chocolate drop could look questionable, but anyway, this is what we have. And probably I want to add wings or something that makes the gods look like they are, more than just a fancily dressed going to a ball NPC. It almost makes me want to make the players bigger so that I can have more room to decorate them later on with cool outfits. But I think I'm going to stick with this size because I need to have trade-offs. I don't want to spend forever animating player and his outfits. So now let's check out the altar. So you can see we have 3 new concepts here. If you look at the prayers, we have different symbols on each one, and it tells you the stat and how much it boosts for each level in the description. I'm going to change the value of these stats eventually, but I just wanted to have some placeholder. Figuring out the balance in the game is going to be pretty interesting and probably going to take a lot of time. So for prayers, unlike recipes, you have to deposit the prayer into the altar. And once you deposit it, you can click on it, and then each prayer has a level. It shows you the stat again, and then it shows you the material that is required. This is a smaller view of the inventory slot. Right now you can see that the preview it shows is also scaled down. So I'm going to have to do some work around selective scaling. And you can upgrade so long as you have the item in your inventory. We're going to just upgrade this, and it eventually maxes out. And let's say that you haven't gone to the empty view, you can always deposit the prayer. And if you try to deposit the same one twice, you get an error. There we have our prayer section. I'll probably release it with around 20 or so prayers once I've done the whole first world. I need to know even what the items that this world drops are going to be first, right? So moving on to blessings. So here we have all the blessings from the gods that you've unlocked so far. I'll probably cap it so you can only do 3 blessings per day, and it will just randomly choose between those unlocked gods. We're integrating the central focus of the game again, which is the food that you can create. So every time you fulfill a blessing, it'll it'll give you a coin reward, an item reward, and blessing points. And these blessing points can be spent on spells. So it'll cost a certain amount of blessing points to unlock the spell. It'll have a required material to unlock it that's relevant to the kind of spell that it is. And I think this will be a great way for us to integrate the actual items and food that's being unlocked so that there's some additional purpose to it and it feels like you're in a more immersive world. I feel like in the same way that you have to have slime monsters in RPGs, you also need to have a fireball skill. So I've made a non-food skill for the first one. You can imagine that you have little comets of coal that's flying through the air, hitting the monsters. I'm just going to reload the game and give us some blessing points. So you can see here we have our fireball skill. I'm going to have another interface for the book of spells that the user has unlocked, so you can actually put it on your combat bar. It's going to be interesting to actually animate and implement these spells. I'll have to learn more skills myself, like how do you have particles and so on. I don't even know what I don't know yet, honestly. Now let's just upgrade this fireball. And you can see the base damage changes. Of course, I'm going to want to scale the base damage as well. But yeah, there we have it. I'm really looking forward to all the things in the game's future that this unlocks for us. So in these upcoming 2 weeks, I kind of want to avoid what happened the first time I built a game, which is that I built the entire thing out and then I put it on my phone and I realized that everything is very tiny. I want to actually work on putting it on my phone and resizing the elements as necessary, and then also work on a new shop system. So we'll have a new shopkeeper, storefront, and also the user interface for that so you can buy and sell things. And I'll also make some minor improvements to the existing interfaces that we have. Like when you click on an NPC portrait, it will tell you where the NPC is, what its name is, and a bunch of other details. And I also want to work on drawing a mining NPC as well so that we can wrap up all the NPCs for the first zone and build out the quest line. That will put us in a really good position to start drawing some more maps and more monsters instead of just building out these systems. Very exciting. I hope you enjoyed that update. If you want to continue following along, you know what to do. I'll see you in 2 weeks for the next one.